Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Thinking in Dota 2 broadcast. We are trying to win. We are trying to leverage absolutely every single piece of information that we have at our disposal, including the fact that we are noobs. So we are newbies, we don't know much about the game. We do have slow reaction times, and we need to work together, obviously, with 4 other players we have no idea about. So if you asked me, this is an incredibly difficult optimization problem with multiple objectives that at the end they converge to the major objective, which is winning the game. However, remember, it's not you that needs to shine or to be particularly happy with your stats or achievements during the game. It's your team that needs to win, and through your team's victory you also attain victory. That's an important thing that people forget. So we are not playing necessarily to have fun. We are playing to win. We are playing to improve. We are playing to use our brains. Hopefully you'll probably see me make tons of silly mistakes. Please do point them out in the comments if you see such obvious mistakes. Now, as I was talking, my teammates picked their heroes and the enemies did the same. I feel that we are missing a ranged hero in the likes of Sniper.
5 seconds remaining.
Ranged carry should be. Okay, I dislike my pick. Simply because this Storm Spirit is going to... I'm going to have a terrible game, by the way. To be fair, my pick was not that inspired. My team does lack ranged carry potential. That is true. That is absolutely true. However, I will have a difficult time. Why? Because their carry can simply jump me and absolutely demolish me within 2 hits. I'm talking about this Phantom Assassin. This is one issue. And if you believe me, it's not the most let me see here. So we can either go for headshot or shrapnel to zone the enemy out. I would say let's go for shrapnel to zone the enemy out. That's one way of playing the game. And also it will help us, well, hopefully, if we zone the enemy out, it should, at least in theory, practice is always different, right? So at least in theory, it should help us get more farm than our direct opponent mid. However, this is not guaranteed. It depends on execution, and I would have to tell you that I personally find this particular hero, the Storm Spirit, very annoying to play against. There is a small skirmish. Stop. Where is my hero?
The battle begins.
We should be able to win this, no matter what. Okay. That is absolutely fine. I'm going to go ahead and mute my team. There it is. Simply because I find it... I mean, I'm casting, right? So I need to focus on too many variables. However, if you can't nurture the relationship with your team, it's better not to annoy them. It's better not to comment, because they don't respond back if they are mad, because you might, again, damage your reputation with your team, and this is actually a resource that most players tend to forget. For example, let's say you are a highly successful football player for Chelsea, right? So if the teammates don't like you, you're not going to be successful. They're not going to pass the ball to you. They are not going to. They are going to give you a hard time psychologically. You need to be in a very, very good position in order to perform at that particular level, right? But not only that, I mean, in the game itself, it's terrible for me. Bad mistake. Again, I was trying about zoning out my opponents, and I didn't do it.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Okay, he's getting dangerously low. Oh no, that was unfortunate to say the least. Again, I wasn't paying attention to the minimap, and it so happened that this Rubik cancelled my health potion and took a large portion of my HP, if you think about it. Okay, I feel that I should be focusing on farming. Now, I did have Rubik come over here, therefore I would expect him to have placed a ward, which he obviously did not. Not a problem. I do need to maintain vision. No, I went for the courier, and that almost cost me my life. Again, courier was an important objective. However, it's equally important not to have tunnel vision. And courier is fine. However, it's never worth more than your life, right? It's something that comes on top of your achievements. It's really not necessary to win the game. Oh no, I just... This Rubik has been babysitting their mid, which is incredibly annoying. He does not need help. This is me mid, and he's getting the extra help. Rubik is missing. Terrible miss on that last hit. Composure, it's extremely important because you need to get all these last hits if possible. Now, I am going to miss a few last hits here and there simply because I'm talking with you, ladies and gentlemen. So, for you and only for you, I'm willing to sacrifice some of my tactical advantage. However, the whole point of this cast is to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that the most important is not the execution and the tactical advantage, is simply the strategy. So, look around the map, gain information, and use that information accordingly. Try to maximize your probability to win based on the parameters that you have access to. Some parameters you don't know, you have no idea what's going on in the fog of war. However, most of the times, judging by timings and what is obviously most logical thing to do. You could estimate what is actually happening. So for example, if this storm spirit would become aggressive, this would mean that one of his teammates is somewhere waiting to backstab me, for example now. Okay, now it was just a case of him going on E. He was probably thinking he had enough to kill me. However, missing middle, he will have haste. Be careful, please. Okay, so he tried to go for me, and what do? Of course, I cast my spell. He would take a lot of damage if he would have taken a lot of damage if he were to keep going for me, which he didn't. Plus, there was also the TP. Missing middle, care. Missing middle, go back.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, now not much for me to do, rather than try to get my farm up, which I'm not particularly good at, because of course one needs to have impeccable asset to maximize one's advantage based on farm. However, farming, luckily, is not the most impactful thing that one could do in the game. Obviously, sometimes you farm because there isn't any other objective for you to fulfill in order to advance your team's advantage. Middle is missing. Be careful, please. See, I'm able to get these last hits. Okay, that was a really important rule. Mid missing, care. Mid is coming bottom. And as I say that, he... That's another thing I particularly hate about this hero. And when I say this hero, I mean Storm Spirit. It's he can easily dodge my my assassinate ultimate. He can very easily dodge. With his ult, he basically has a unlimited pool of chances to dodge my ultimate. Rubik mid, middle, I mean Storm Spirit is not mid, Rubik middle. Now I like to get these boots. Probably should take the gold, simply because enemies are running away, therefore there isn't any other objective for me to fulfill. Anyway, I am just worried that this particular lion is a bit upset and he might have left the game for good. It's really sad when this happens. So it's nobody's fault, really. I mean, this is individualism, right? Players think they are more important than they actually are. Individual players are not that important. The team is important. A win for the team is a win for each individual. I understand if he's upset, but this kind of attitude um, would never win you the game, right? We are playing a game. We have a set of rules, right? We need to abide by those rules and try to maximize our score, which ultimately is going to give us the win. According to those rules, your particular hero might die, right? It's just how the game is. Some heroes die, some other heroes thrive. If more heroes in your team thrive, then obviously, or let me put it this way: if the right heroes in your team thrive, then you increase your chances to win. For example, he's a support top, right? He needs to use his abilities rather than his financial resources to win. So got some return kills because this particular dragon knight probably had I'm not going to pretend that I know what happened in lane, but I can assume that this particular dragon knight had good positioning in lane and he was able to stay out of harm's way. A missing middle, please care, guys. Yeah, go for him. Somebody TPing, go back.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I need to go back middle, sorry. Okay, another pause for our player, our teammate, but I believe he was a bit upset and he left. Again, this has no place. You are basically trying to solve an optimization problem, right? It's with dynamic parameters, ever changing. So it's never optimal to leave the game. You can always have an impact if you stay in the game. The game is not over until your base is destroyed by the enemy team or until you decide to concede. Conceding at minute 11, it's definitely not a healthy attitude. Anyway, this looks like it's going to be a 4 versus 5 game. So we will definitely be at disadvantage. Obviously, we need to adjust a bit our playing styles if we're going to play. Okay, so that was a nice escape. Basically used everything I had in terms of regen and in terms of abilities, and I stayed alive. Now, I will get a bit more HP, simply because I wanted to make it even more difficult for the enemy to kill me. And if I stay alive, I mean, I'm the best target at this point. I'm even easier than this particular witch doctor, right? Yeah, there was no point for me to die there as well. There's nothing I could do at that point, to be honest. Oh, and our teammate is back in the game. Oh, never mind. Never mind what I said before. He's a trooper. Well, at least now we are not playing at a clear disadvantage. Definitely we'll go for the cooldown reduction. And we'll definitely stay back. Okay, that was a... No! There's no way I'm fighting this guy. Maybe my team could get a return kill. I doubt it. Anyway, what I could have done there, not much. Probably should have run towards my team rather than away from them. It felt a bit like I was running away from my team. However, I'm level 10. I managed to gather a bit of experience. In terms of farm, I could be better. But this is not a farming game. Why am I saying this? Because they have jump potential, right? So I need to actually farm more fighting items rather than farming items. I will never have the luxury of farming unhindered. They will always jump me. They have jump heroes. They can initiate quite efficiently on me. Now I do see on the minimap there is a fight brewing. However, it doesn't seem like they would commit. Neither team wants to commit, right? Therefore, I'm going to keep pushing mid while they are playing around those runes, and that's a good investment of my time, because now look, there was a bit of extra damage dealt on the tower, right? Sure, there, what's going on? They are going back and forth. Okay, I'm just going to keep leveling up my range. It adds to my survivability, obviously, and to my impact in battle. And we'll be finishing my Dragon Lance, adding even more survivability. Okay, that is a decent farm, I would say. Not sure there. Could kill me so easily at this point.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Well, bottom tower for top tower. I guess it's a valid exchange. Missing middle, care. Missing middle with haste. Care, please. There's not much I can do there, simply because their storm spirit has haste.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
In terms of my positioning, not the best. Okay, that was actually all is well. All is well when it ends well. I have just reminded myself of the movie Three Idiots, and there is a song in that movie called "All Is Well." It's quite a catchy tune and a brilliant movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Now, in terms of survivability, I will be going for a force staff, and I will try to level it up. Map it to my D. There was a fight bottom. They got a kill, therefore we should press our advantage and try to get the tower here. So that would be the smartest thing to
Your
do.
top tower is under attack.
Could we push bottom, please? I'm not sure whether I have enough damage. Hopefully I do. So that was a good snipe. I did not expect him to have such low HP. I don't highly recommend trying too hard to get these skills at this point in time. You should be trying to keep yourself safe. That is what you should be trying to do. That should be your first concern. Farming whenever you can, assisting your team with these low-range shrapnels. Basically, staying alive as sniper is more important than getting these kills. Obviously, if you are going to get kills as well, the more you can leverage your hero, the better. However, in terms of what is more important, if you are having a bad game and you need to prioritize staying alive. Eventually, you will reach a particular level where you will see that you will become an unstoppable force with the right items and the right amount of farm. Now, I see there is somebody pinging. Okay. That was a bit careless from Phantom Assassins. So now I can actually have an impact with this Force Staff. I can actually cast a meaningful escape spell, or I could choose to cast it aggressively, like you saw me doing there, right? So I feel that Force Staff gives me a useful ability to help teammates in need, help myself, or be aggressive, rather than me watching the fight and trying from far away to perhaps contribute with a long-range shrapnel and with auto attacks. It gives me this particular item, the Hurricane Pike, because I upgraded it into a Hurricane Pike now. It gives me something else to do. It's another tool of becoming useful to my team, and it's always about becoming useful. I'm not going to waste time casting my ult there, simply because, as we saw time and time again, he can get away. However, casting ult here is the story, right? I can still... Okay, so I should probably run into... So there, what I did, I saved myself with a Hurricane Pike. I ran into the Dragon Knight and I saved myself with a Hurricane Pike. I feel that Shrapnel Slow is a bit more support style, so I would go for the attack speed simply because I did not have a terrible game. Wasn't meant to be, not a problem. I have bottle. Thank you. Now is the time to contribute. Okay. Again, they were fighting in my shrapnel, so that is the best position to be in, obviously. And you see the attack speed kicking in. Now when he will teleport, I will stun away. Help me! My team should have been a bit faster, to be honest. There was no reason for them to sleep. But, you know, everybody makes mistakes. I shouldn't have been there. I was under the impression my team was around. That was also my mistake. So there were two sides. They both made mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. So I will add a new item for escape. Place it on. I'll place this one on W, and I will place the Hurricane Pike on D. I'm not going to shout to my team, please be more careful next time. This would only make matters worse. That's why I muted everybody, and I tried to mute myself so no conflict starts. Right? And you saw there how quickly I died to the Phantom Assassin. It's important to stay away and be like a turret that deals damage from the background. They should never see where I am. I should be quite elusive. If somebody switches targets and starts attacking me, I should try to get away, either with the Hurricane Pike or with my shroud, right? My Assassin's Shroud. My Shadow Blade, I believe it's called. Shouldn't be the one initiating these ganks. Should be in the back, so I'm always observing what my team is doing. And I can only follow, I can't be the one initiating. At least not before I have my Shadow Blade. Okay, there is a fight brewing. Okay, I stayed out of harm's way. They were looking for me, at least the Phantom Assassin was looking for me. So I stayed out of harm's way, and the fight continues. Had I been dead, this would have looked completely different. Okay, that is a nice catch. Again, I'm staying out of harm's way. Again, I should have probably ran towards my team rather than away. I was hoping that they would prioritize me. They should really be prioritizing me. I think, unfortunately, I hate to say this, I hate saying this. I am not the most important, but my hero at this point is the most important because, why? I am a target, right? Everybody wants to have a piece of me, right? So if they will always jump me, they should always see, they should always look where I am. Because where I am, that's most likely where the fight is going to be. So I'm not important in the sense that I am an important objective, yes, but I'm also important because, look, that's where the fight is going to be. This lion farming in the jungle, not a problem. We are not doing that badly. However, I feel that we could be doing better. Are we defending?
Your middle tower has fallen.
Apparently not. Okay, with the Shadow Blade, I should have more survivability and mobility. And I should stop dying in these fights. Or at least, I should make the procedure in which they jump me a bit more uncomfortable. They would actually need to make sure they stun me. Otherwise, it would be quite difficult to finish me off. Now I will next go for, this is very dangerous. However, I see my team on the minimap. Oops. Okay, I have double invis there. Okay, there's a fight brewing there. All I did there was look on the minimap and join the fight with a shrapnel. That's all I did. So sometimes these little gestures, in terms of seeing what's going on and reacting, it's all you need to push ahead in the game. Okay, again, following my team, staying back, and then going back. Wherever vision is, I still see them on the minimap, so I always look where they are. Also, I have this ward here, so my positioning is really important. I'm trying to stay out of harm's way. I'm trying to see, or to make sure that I am able to see the enemy coming, right? Now, he could jump me if he wanted to. And my team is going top. And remember, I did die once by assuming the team was next to me. I'm going to help this particular hero. I'm not going to stick around. Again, my team is far away. I'm not sure what they are doing. However, there's no point in me getting mad. One should stay calm, and one should try to make best out of a difficult situation. For example, there is going to be fight mid, apparently. Is there? Okay, there is. So I am going, it's a choke point, it's a nice choke point, and that particular hero is, yeah, that particular hero is quite tanky. So, yeah, that particular hero is quite tanky, so it was actually, I think this would make my auto attacks a bit even more annoying than they are. And again, I've had a relatively good game, therefore I'm going to go for more of a carry style rather than, for example, shrapnel DPS means you cast shrapnel and then you sit back and watch how your spell is contributing to the fight, right? That would be more of a support style where you invest in upgrading your shrapnel. However, with knockback and attack speed, you are investing in your auto attacks, which you would do most. That is the activity that you would be doing most as a carry. You would be auto attacking. Therefore, yeah. I intend to play this way, therefore I'm going to level up my abilities in that order or with that particular priority. Now, I don't care whether I get the kill or not. I'm going to assist my teammate. Help me! Wow, again, not much that my team could have done. However, they can get the return kill, and that should be enough to finish off that Phantom Assassin. Remember, he used his Black King Bar, he used his magic immunity to kill me, therefore that particular item was on cooldown and he was not able to use it again, therefore he died to magic. There's always a reverse to every coin, right? A reverse to every medal.
Top tower is under attack.
So we did get something in return. And we are in this good position. Why? Because their mid, I think, did not play that well. I think Storm Spirit does need to win against his opponent. However, I was a bit cautious to win against his direct opponent mid. However, I was a bit cautious. I did not engage in silly fights with him. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. And again, I chose to contribute to team fights from afar. I'm not sure whether they have. Apparently, his heal is much too strong. Not a problem. Again, these deaths are absolutely unnecessary. I'm not sure whether he worded here or not. Yeah, he did. Relatively far away from their heroes. Oh, should be time to get a bit more aggressive. However, my team is not backing me up. I might have thought, look, I have a mastermind plan. I'm going to go, I'm going to sneak upon this particular Pugna, and with a tiny little bit of help, tiny wee help from my teammate, I am going to obliterate him. Not sure what this. Ah, okay. That is a particular pause. And true strike. Okay. Yeah, that's a very well suited item for me. I should have probably perused the neutral stack for this particular item. Now, in terms of my next item, I would definitely be going for Monkey King Bar. It's just such good synergy with my range. What is going on there? Is there a fight brewing? There is, apparently. However, nobody from our team is initiating. I'm staying back. I can maybe deliver this particular item. I'm staying way back. I can do so much more. If I stay back and just cast 2 shrapnels, I'm doing so much more than when compared to the situation when I am being jumped. I'm gonna go for damage. Sometimes you might grow impatient and you might be like, hey team, let's do this, let's attack. What are you doing? Time is passing by. We are not capitalizing on our advantage. No. You shouldn't do that. You should be patient. I mean, you are not the initiator. I could understand if you had this attitude when you were the initiator, right? But you are not. Again, blanket of shrapnel, and then just look what else you could do. Okay, there it is. That is a good target on myself. I should probably be killing this particular Pugna spell. That Pugna spell is doing a lot of damage. Now, I don't particularly care if I am in front, simply because they only have 2 heroes left in the map. It's not a very healthy amount of heroes with which you can do anything, really. Again, I believe we are in a good position. Okay, that was good targeting. Going for the Wind Rangers, because a Wind Ranger cannot dodge my magic spell, whereas, as we saw time and time again, The Storm Spirit has no problem dodging repeatedly my ultimate. Okay, then I'm going back. No reason to take unnecessary risks. And well, props to Alchemist. He really Alchemist and Dragon Knight. They really did most of the work, I would say. I just stayed back. I played cautiously. But also props to me, because strategically I did pick a great hero, right? I saw what our team was missing. Our team was missing a ranged carry. I went for that ranged carry. I stayed back because there was nobody to fill in that role. And I stayed back most of the game, supported with shrapnel, with ultimates and auto attacks. And in the end, we were able to come ahead in most fights. Right? So these two soaked up most of the damage. Their initiation was spent on these two, whereas I only showed myself after enemy initiation. So I didn't have to be particularly skilled. I didn't have to, again, try to get 110% out of every little skirmish. No, I just needed to be calm, well organized, and follow common sense in terms of strategic decisions. I mean, you see these guys, maybe these guys click like no other, right? Whereas I am staying back, I'm looking constantly at the minimap, and you know, just enjoying the game as I see it unfold. There's nothing wrong with, of course, trying hard and clicking, having a 400 clicks per minute, right? That's absolutely fine. However, it's what I'm trying to say, it's not necessary. Why am I attacking this? That's misclick from my side. That's my bad. Probably somebody should kill this particular spell. It's quite potent. Anyway, it does not really matter what happens now. Again, I'm investing more in my auto attacks. And now really I can attack from, it feels like from all over the map. From half the map distance. They might come for me. But it's too late, too little. Anyways, I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy my walk, what seemed like a walk through the park with my hero. Obviously, my team also played well. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you with hopefully more strategic Dota 2 plays. Let me know if you have any suggestions, or whether I made any errors in terms of assuming that a hero is strong in this or that regard. And I shall see you guys later.